Hi, my name is Sean and today I am doing a reading vlog video inspired by Books and Lala, where I'm going to read books based on my star sign. Okay, I'm just popping in to say this introduction bit, finding the books, was actually filmed in November of 2020, which obviously I was planning on doing this video straight after that, but I did not end up. It's now April of 2021, so just in case there's any confusion, every time in this original clip when I refer to this year, I'm referring to 2020. I was honestly going to scrap this video idea, but recently Kayla, Books and Lala, who this was inspired by, did another video reading like my Enneagram type, which honestly just queen of creativity on BookTube. And Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin did a version of that as well, where he read her curated book list. And also Naomi from Naomi's Library did a reading like a Libra video, and it just reignited my want to do this video. So instead of scrapping it, I am here. So I'm gonna play you the rest of the clip of me finding the books back in November, but I'm adding some books to the list. I have no idea how I'm gonna edit this, just watch. So ages ago, I think it was at like the beginning of the year, Books and Lala did a video that was called Reading Like an Aries for a week, I think. And she basically found a bunch of websites that told her a book to read based on her star sign. And then at the end of the video, she said that she had a link in her description that went to her website, which had the list of all the websites that she got the books from. So I thought that was a really creative idea and I really wanted to give it a go. So I am a Cancer, and honestly, I didn't think I believed in star signs, but I saw something ages ago and it was like a list of things. It was in someone's Instagram story, and when I looked at the one for my star sign, it was a list of things that you do if you're whatever star sign. And when I looked at mine, it was so accurate, and then I did my boyfriend's and it was so accurate. So I might find some star sign things throughout the week, but I'm not going to do it yet. So I'm just gonna find the books first and then later get into some Cancer zodiac sign like things. So, okay, so it was in April, and I'll leave a link to her website down below, but now my camera is saying it's got low battery. Everything's going wrong today. Anyway, okay, so the books your zodiac sign is telling you to read. So I'm gonna scroll down to wherever Cancer is, although it would be fun to read from a different star sign and see if I dislike the books from their star sign and like the books from mine. Okay, so Cancer. Save the Date by Morgan Matson. Not super excited about that one. I've read from Morgan Matson before, but I think I'm starting to get a bit picky with my young adult books. So, okay, there's one option. A Heart in the Body and the World. Oh my god. I have that book. It was in my most recent book haul. Hold on. Also, my baby's crying now. Perfect. I cannot believe one of the first books, the first website I click on and I have the book. So this, I guess, is the first book of my TBR. Cool. Now, as for Heart in the Body of the World, Annabelle's family is one of the things that keeps her going. She runs cross country after a traumatic experience. This one will require tissues to collect tears, in which the Cancer will appreciate. Okay, now I remember why I got this, because I think I prefer young adult when it is like a hard-hitting young adult contemporary. So there's the first book that I'm definitely going to read because I already own it. Going great. I need to go and get my baby. Okay, let's go to website number 2. Oh, excuse you. Okay, zodiac signs, book recommendations. Okay, so there's 3 for each now. So Cancer. Okay, oh my god, 3 books I have not read. Cancers are very attuned to other people's emotions, so much so they can get affected by them, but also have a hard time expressing their own feelings. They are very caring and loyal people, so once you have them and know how to keep them, they're for life. Oh, in brackets, this has to be my favorite sign. Yes. Oh my god, that is so me though. Anyway, to the books. So The Weight of the Stars, Darius the Great is Not Okay, and The Poet X. I have read Elizabeth Acevedo's other 2 books and given both of them 5 stars. I don't have The Poet X because the other 2 I have them in hardcover, and I can't find The Poet X in hardcover that isn't ridiculously expensive to get to Australia. So I really want to read it. But the other 2, so The Way of the Stars, is that a space book? I'm not really feeling sci-fi, but that's fine. I feel like this book fits Cancers perfectly. The main character cares deeply about everyone's feelings. Huh. And then Darius the Great is Not Okay is feelings oriented, which makes for the best Cancer read if you ask me. And apparently The Poet X is one giant Cancer mood. Okay, let your zodiac sign pick your next book for you. Alright. Okay, Cancer. Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me and Other Concerns by Mindy Kaling. I don't think I want to read a celebrity book, but Cancers crave constant reassurance and intimacy. They want to feel emotionally, spiritually, romantically, and financially safe. So it makes sense they're the most compassionate of all the signs, huh? Okay, so there's a few options underneath. So the serious reader, they've recommended The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. The trendy reader is The trendy reader is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me. The reader of classics is The Outsider. Let's take a brief break, but we're back. If there's rattling in the background, that noise is Kian playing. So the beach reader is Confessions of a Video Vixen, and the serial reader is 50 Shades of Grey. Book recommendations based on your astrological sign. So this one's from Epic Read, so I'm guessing it's going to be popular books. I'm guessing there's meant to be pictures there that my phone isn't loading. Okay, Cancer. The crab can be a bit unpredictable. Those born under the Cancer sign are sensitive, empathetic, and very intuitive. We choose books that turn on the feels. Huh, I literally just said that I like hard-hitting YA. That's interesting. Okay, so we have a picture that isn't showing up, but apparently from left to right is Extraordinary Means by Robin Schneider. I don't know that book, I don't think. Challenger Deep by Neil Schusterman. My Heart and Other Black Holes by Jasmine Walker. I have a different Jasmine Walker. Jellicoe Road by Melinda Marchetta. She's Australian, right? I think so. The Last Time We Say Goodbye by Cynthia Hand. Cynthia Hand! I read The How and the Why by Cynthia Hand, and it's like one of my favourite books this year. Every Day by David Levithan, and Anatomy of a Misfit by Andrea Ports. Okay, so this is jasperandspice.com. What to read based on your star sign. Okay, Cancer. That's the second time Save the Date has come up. I don't really want to read that one, but it's come up twice, so... Okay, these ones look like classics, which... I got The Turn of the Screw. Okay, Cancer. The Unlikely Adventures of the Shergill Sisters by Bally Kaur Jaswal. I've never heard of that before. Okay, what YA book to read next based on your zodiac sign? Okay, Gemini. Cancer. Are You Listening by Tilly Walden. What you should read in 2020 based on your horoscope. Alright. Cancer. The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. Okay, so this one's Lit Joy Crate. A quiz. Recommendations for your zodiac sign. Ah, it's not a quiz. You just click on your zodiac sign. Cancer. Cancer's a protective... Okay, my camera is running out of battery. So this list, The Nightingale, which I don't want to read because it's historical fiction. Benjamin Alire Sands is a writer of another popular book. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. I've read Simon Verses. I've read The Hate You Give. The Bookish Life of Nina Hill I haven't read. Okay, there's some options. Okay, this has been a mess because I've had to start and stop like 10 different times. I'm going to go ahead and collect all the books and then come back once I have them in like a month's time or however long it takes for them to get to me. But those are the books that I was given as recommendations. I'll be back. So this is where I would be inserting the clips of me with the books that I had collected in November. I did pick up the books planning to do it then, and I got them from Big W because they were quick and easy to find. But obviously I did not do this video in November. So after that, Like I mentioned, I saw this post on Instagram by the user Mentally Booked, which was recommendations for zodiac signs. And one of the recommendations for the Cancer sign I actually received for Christmas. So I am now adding this to the video. So that leaves me with these 33, I believe, books that have been recommended to me. A range of things that I had read, things that I wanted to read, things that I'd heard of but wasn't really interested in, and things that I had never heard of before. So I tried to kind of pick a variety of those. So these are the 7 books that I will be reading for this video. Like I said, tried to pick a range of different things. The first being A Heart in the Body in the World, which I already owned. It is a young adult, hard-hitting contemporary book. And then I picked up Challenger Deep by Neil Shusterman, which I'd heard of, but I wasn't in any rush to pick up. It is also a young adult contemporary book. Next is Anxious People, which is the one that I did receive for Christmas. So obviously I already owned it. I wanted to add it to this video. It is an adult contemporary. And then I have The Weight of the Stars by Ankrum, which I'd heard of, but again, I wasn't planning to pick up. It is sci-fi, which I am not a huge fan of, but we'll give it a go. And then we have The Outsiders by Se Hinton, which is a classic. I'm sure I have heard of it, but I'm including this as one of the ones that I hadn't heard of before. And then we have The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo, which is a young adult poetry, I guess you could call it, book, because it is in verse. And this is one that I did want to pick up. And lastly, Maybe You Should Talk to Someone by Laurie Gottlieb, which is an adult non-fiction memoir, which I believe I had briefly heard of, but again, I'm including this as one that I hadn't really heard of before. So those are the 7 books that I will be reading. Like I said, tried to pick from a range of genres, and I didn't want to just pick books that I was excited to read, because obviously if they're on my TBR, then I'm not really branching out and the video is kind of pointless. So anyway, on to the rest of the video. Okay, I've finished a book and I'm reading some more. So the book that I have finished, and if you are sensitive to books that aren't in pristine condition, hey, you will be sad to see my book at the moment because my baby got to it. But I read The Outsiders by Se Hinton. This was a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be, but I honestly loved this book. At the beginning, I thought it was going to be 5 stars, but I was like trying to multitask and do this and other things, and I kind of tuned out a little bit in the middle, which I feel like it would be 5 stars if I had done that. So it's my own fault, but I think I'm going to give it 4 stars. So this book is about Ponyboy, who is part of one of 2 rival gangs in their town. The gang he is in is the Greasers. Oh, please let me talk. Which is a gang of people who come from one side of the town where I guess they have a lower socioeconomic status. And then the rival gang are more of the rich side of town. So yeah, Ponyboy lives with his 2 brothers, and it is just about one night where there is a rivalry between him and some members of the opposing gang, and something happens and someone goes too far, and yeah, the events that happen after that. I absolutely love this. I think I want to reread it and annotate it, and yeah, I told my boyfriend that he should read this, so I think he's going to read it, which is exciting. I'm so sorry. All my videos are a mess because of my baby, and my house is a mess. I'm sorry. I need to go back and read why this is recommended for Cancer zodiac signs. But for now, we've finished 1 book. And I'm in the middle of 2. Oh my god, now he's got the tambourine. Okay, I've started reading Anxious People by Frederick Buckman, which I have read Beartown by this author and I loved it. And I'm also reading Challenger Deep by Neil Shusterman. They have a little colour theme happening. Okay, so Anxious People is, I mean, I'm only like 50 pages in, but this is about a robbery that kind of went wrong, and then there was a hostage situation, and I guess we're following all of the characters that are involved in that. So Challenger Deep, I'm only, again, about 50 pages into this one, so I'm not going to be able to tell you what Challenger Deep is about, apparently. But this is written interestingly as well. It's about Caden, and we're getting these chapters of him in his life, and then we're getting these other chapters of him on a ship, but I'm assuming that all those chapters are just in his head. I think, is this about schizophrenia? schizophrenia. Does he have schizophrenia? Or but so far I am enjoying it and I'm interested to see where it goes. I'm only 50 pages into both those books, so there's no point in me talking about them yet. We have to go to a house inspection now. But other things that I want to do this week is similar to what Kayla did in her video, is do the makeup inspired by my zodiac sign. And nails, I bought nail polish because I think on the chart that Kayla had, mine is yellow. And the lipstick colour that I'm supposed to wear, I believe, is blue, which I do have. But Shannon Harris from the YouTube channel Shan XO, I give up on filming. A few years ago, she did a series on her channel where she did makeup inspired by zodiac signs, so I want to follow that, I think. I'm gonna go. Seriously, just click off now and unsubscribe. I'm gonna try and update you. I did paint my nails, but don't look too closely because they're already smudged. I don't have a lot of time, so I just rushed them and then they weren't dry and I've smudged basically all of them. But that is the yellow that was recommended for my zodiac sign. Also, what I have for zodiac signs is I was working part-time at a newsagent's post office for a little bit, and so I have lots of like colouring books, and one of them is a zodiac sign colouring book, so I might find the Cancer zodiac page in that at some point this week. But I think when I last updated, I was reading 2 books, one being Challenger Deep. I'm about 50 pages from the end. I have tabbed a few pages or dog-eared a few pages. Honestly, I definitely see objectively that this book is very well written, and I guess it's great having representation for this type of mental illness, being schizophrenia, but just books with mental illness rep in general. I feel like I see a lot with anxiety representation, but maybe not things like this. So that is obviously definitely great. However, I just think this book is not for me. At the moment, I'm thinking around a 3-star feel unless the ending does something. I'm just not invested in the story. You know, I'm just finding myself skimming through the pages, but objectively it's good, but obviously reading is subjective, so I'm just not super in love with this book. And I don't remember why it was recommended, probably because Cancers apparently like to read books that make you feel things, and I guess you're supposed to feel for this character going through things. I don't remember if I told you what it is about. Basically, Caden is obviously dealing with this mental illness, and the chapters are, first of all, they're very short, which is good. It's helping me to fly through this, but we're getting obviously his narrative in the real world, but meshed in between are these chapters of this, I don't know, would you call, I don't want to offend anyone by using the wrong word, but would you call it a hallucination or like a delusion, where he's on a ship, and I do enjoy the way that that is written. Yeah, like I said, it's just not for me. And the characters on the ship are, I believe, unless I'm just not comprehending what is going on, they are people in his real life that he is envisioning as characters on the ship, sort of thing. It's the glasses, I've got to take the glasses off. Is that better? Anyway, I'm going to finish this today because it's only 50 more pages, but that's that. And then the other book that I'm reading, or actually I'm reading 2 other books. I'm also reading Anxious People by Frederick Bachman, but I'm only like 50 pages into this one. I haven't read any more. I don't know. I think I'm going to enjoy this, but so far none of the characters are really grabbing my attention as likable people, and there's some characters that are really annoying in this. So we'll see how we go. But what I didn't talk about is I also started reading The Poet X. I was going to read the ebook of it, which I really need to get a physical copy of this book. But then I realized that the audiobook is available, and I had been waiting for this audiobook for ages. Oh, you're going to pull on that, are you? But it always used to say that it wasn't available in Australia, so I started listening to the audiobook, and he's pulling my camera cord. Okay. I'm going to go. Oh, my life is so chaotic. Okay, I've read an entire book since I've last checked in. Don't mind the boxes in the background. just ignore all of this. We are hopefully moving house soon. Once we just get accepted for a house. Oh, I'm tired and I hate renting, and if you can hear noises, the door's open. We live on a main street, but I can't close my door because it is occupying my baby at the moment. Alright, enough of the talking. I think last time I was almost finished with Challenger Deep by Neil Shusterman. I did finish it and I think I'm settling on like a 2.5 or a 3-star. Like I said, objectively this is a really great book, and I honestly, even though I didn't rate it that high, I recommend it for everyone, anyone. I did read the acknowledgements, and it seems that Neil Shusterman worked with his son. Yeah, with the help of my son, I've tried to capture what that descent was like, the impressions of the hospital, and the sense of the fear, paranoia, mania, and depression, as well as the jello feeling and numbness the meds can give you. And then it goes below to say, 20 years ago, my closest friend who suffered from schizophrenia took his own life, but my son, on the other hand, found his piece of sky and escaped gloriously from the deep. So yeah, obviously he has experiences with, oh my book, with people in his life who have had this mental illness. So there's that. But yeah, it's really well written, and there's also these pictures in it because the character Caden draws. And it does say in the acknowledgements that they are done by his son. So I really enjoyed those as well. It was a really quick read. The chapters are nice and short. It went by really fast. It was great, but I don't know, it's not my vibe of book that I enjoyed reading. Like, I just felt like I was forcing myself to finish it. Okay, and then I started and finished a whole new book, which is A Heart in the Body in the World by Deb Coletti, and this was 5 stars. This book made me cry. It is now, I think, one of my all-time favorite books. So basically, I will briefly describe the book, but I won't talk too much about it because I feel like you'd spoil it. So it is about this girl Annabelle, who in the beginning just starts running, and we find out the book's told like in present day, and also these flashbacks that she's having to a traumatic experience that she's had, but we're not told what the traumatic experience is. And her mum speaks about how she's been seeing this doctor and how she has PTSD, but yeah, we're not told what the experience is. And then we're introduced to a character who Annabelle refers to as the Taker, and we know that the experience that she's gone through has something to do with him. So yeah, she just starts running, and she decides she's going to run across the country, and her mum doesn't want her to do it, but in the end she ends up getting the support of her family, and she does go on the run, which that's obviously not a spoiler because that's the premise of the book. So I guess that's all I'm going to say about the plot. I will say that reading it, I had an idea of what the thing that happened to her was, and I thought, oh, it's obviously this. But it wasn't until about 10 pages before it was revealed, which is the end, that I realized, oh no, it's not that. And then I realized what it was going to be, and yes, I was wrong. But yeah, this was like, I cried. And I really enjoyed the writing of this book. Like I said, there's like flashbacks that she's remembering. There's trucks going past. I loved the family aspects of this. Certain books with certain sibling dynamics really do it for me, and this is one of them. She has a younger brother, I have a younger brother, and I really liked their little dynamic. He's not in it heaps, and yeah, this was amazing. I don't even know what else to say. I also really related to the main character Annabelle, which this is recommended for cancers, and I'm getting confused because I've been doing research on my Enneagram type, which is 9, by the way, if you're curious, and I feel like, I can't remember if it's like a Cancer thing or an Enneagram 9 thing, but yeah, Annabelle is that. She puts others, I guess, in front of herself, and she doesn't want to like rock the boat. She wants to keep the peace. There's just been so many things that she did that I was like relating to how she was thinking. What else? What other pages? Is there any quotes that I want to read? From the time she was in kindergarten, she heard the encouraging rah-rah about how girls can do anything. Yet still, there were the yogurt bites and the carrot sticks and girls looking at each other's bodies and boys looking too, judging. It's hard to be all that you can be on carrot sticks and criticism. And this page. You can smile at a boy and he'll think you're in love with him, Gina cautioned back in the 6th grade. This meant it's your job to keep guys in check. But she is worrying about it. She's the sort of person who only relaxes all the way when everyone has arrived or has found their seat or has turned in their part of the group project. I mean, I'm not going to read every single quote that I liked, but yeah, heaps of things that she was thinking or feeling or saying, and I really related to her. Is it because I'm a Cancer? I don't know. But either way, this was a huge success. But also, obviously I enjoy the hard-hitting, sad, hit-me-in-the-feels type of books. But this week's TBR, well, it's going to be more than a week, is literally only that. And I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. I think I need a break from sadness. So I'm going to take a break and read a fantasy book, I think, for a book club. And then I'll come back to the other books. I am also reading The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. I'm listening to the audiobook and I'm really, really loving it so far. I wish I had the physical book. Wow, camera cut me off, rude. What I was saying, I wish I had the physical book to read along with and to mark down things that I liked. Okay, you talking to? I did that with Clap When You Land. I had the audiobook and the physical book and I read alongside. Okay, let's go eat. Alright, I will update you whenever I update you. Hello, I'm here for a reading update. I have taken a couple of days to read like half of a fantasy book because I just needed a bit of a break. But first, I was looking up some other Zodiac things that I could do, and I looked up some Zodiac sign fashion. And the first website that I went to, I'll put up a thing, but Cancer apparently says you keep it poised and polished 24/7 with a refined sense of style, which always count on a Cancer to be the most overdressed in the room. And to be honest, I try and go as casual as possible, but anyway. But then I found this other website, theeverygirl.com, and for this website there was an outfit for Cancers, and I looked at it and realised I have pretty much the exact outfit. Okay, I'm probably out of focus, but I have the knitted and the pants are similar, patterned, so I feel like this is pretty accurate. So my reading. I'm almost done with The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. I am really enjoying this. I think that I actually like her other book, Clap When You Land, more. I just feel like I don't know, I just enjoyed it more. But The Poet X, I mean, obviously it's still amazing. I don't know if I'm going to give it 4 or 5 stars. I have like a couple of chapters to go. But I don't know, maybe if I was raised in like a religious environment, because she's speaking about how obviously she's raised to be very religious, and she's speaking about, yeah, trying to, I guess, distance herself from that. But that's not something that I have dealt with. I do really enjoy her relationship with her brother. I really like books that have sibling things in them. So yeah, that's that. And then I've read a few more chapters of Anxious People by Frederick Backerman. I'm like almost halfway. I love how floppy this book is. It's like the floppiest book I have. I can't remember if I've spoken about this, but basically it starts off, there is a person who tries to rob a bank and then they end up holding these people in an apartment hostage. I guess kind of by accident. And then after that we're just getting, I guess, chapters back and forth of the police investigating this event. And we're also getting the backstories of the people involved in the hostage situation, and I guess they all kind of are starting to get linked up a little bit. Honestly, I'm not loving it. I mean, I'm interested in the story, but all of the characters are not very likable. Like, nearly all of the characters so far that we've started to hear about are super annoying and just rude. But I'm going to continue on with this one, and hopefully, I'm assuming they're meant to be unlikable on purpose, and then maybe there's going to be some sort of storyline that goes with that. But for the moment, that's that. So I think now what I'm going to do is I am going to follow a Cancer inspired makeup tutorial. I will link the full video below, but it's by Shan XO. It's from a few years ago, but I really love it. So I'm going to do that. Okay, I was getting sweaty, so I had to take the knitted thing off. And this is going to be very loosely inspired because I don't want to put on too much makeup. Kian touches my face and I'm just going to do a very light interpretation of it. But I do have the exact lipstick that she uses in it. Oh, really? So I guess it's kind of accurate.
So what is a Cancer? The Cancer strengths are tenacious, imaginative, loyal, emotional, sympathetic, and persuasive. The weaknesses are they can be moody, suspicious, manipulative, and insecure. So basically people are saying Cancers are pretty much moody, very emotional, sensitive, they care a lot about people. But I read further and I feel like Cancers are also quite strong, like they've got a lot of patience, they avoid conflict when they can. I feel like they are just, yeah, really strong-minded, strong-willed, and their little like symbol is the brave crab. So brave comes in there. So I feel like I want to do something soft, but also not just soft. I don't want to just do like white eyeshadow and be done with it. Like I want to do something that's soft to look at, but also strong and brave at the same time. So I have no idea where we're going to go with this. I'm thinking maybe like a bolder lip. So I'm going to start with groundwork. And for these, my favorite way to apply it is with a round eye brush. This is an XO Beauty one. I'm just going to take a little and just pop that straight onto the eyelid and crease. And this color is just like the softest brown. It's so natural and beautiful. I'm just going to go real simple on the eyes, but oh my god, I feel like that's so beautiful and ethereal looking. I'm going to apply a little bit. I'm just going to pop a little bit straight on top of that eyelid. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. It's kind of like got a gold reflex, so it doesn't even look very blue. It just makes it look very sparkly and dewy, which is kind of perfect for the watery look. Like I said, I still want it to look kind of strong. I don't want it just to be super soft. Like if I do nude or pink, like it's just so soft and it just looks like anything else. I still want it to be a little bit special. Cancers are very sensitive and, you know, soft people, but I just feel like there's still strength there. They're like very persuasive and loyal, tenacious. They stick at things. So I still want there to be some strength in here, you know? So I'm going to use Dominatrix by Jeffree Star. This is old AF, so hopefully it's not all dried out. Okay, it kind of is, but we're going to make it work. I just want to add a little bit more blue. I just feel like there needs to be a touch more colour. So I'm going to use this product here by Etude House. It's the Wonder Fun Part Glitter Pigment. It's the blue one. I don't think I've used this before, so cross your fingers for me. I'm just going to put some of that just on it, that inner half of my eyelid, and then I'm going to use that same brush that I used earlier just to sweep it on. So here is the finished look with super glowing skin, and then the dramatic lips and liner just to show the stronger side of a Cancer, because you know, they're not just pushovers. A little bit of blue shimmery shimmer to reflect that water look, and just a little bit pretty and soft and romantic as well.
Okay, so there we have it, my 5-minute version of Shannon's makeup video. Obviously hers was like 1,000 times better, but this was done in 5 minutes with a baby on my lap. And I tried to do that like blue glittery thing that she had going on, but it's fine. And don't look at my eyebrows, we're not going to talk about it. As a mum, sometimes we don't have time for things, but it's fine. Okay, I look crazy now, but I have 3 options. I'm just going to put them on my hand. Yeah, okay, so like this one is the right shade of blue, but it's matte. And this one is too dark, but it's glittery like the picture. And then this one is glittery, but it's too purple. So I think I'm just going to go with that first one. Okay, now I look crazy. How crazy do I look? Do I look so crazy? Do you want to take this lipstick off now? And I will check back in when I have another update. I actually want to paint my nails. This was the colour of the first chart that I used. So another chart that I found is this one that I will insert, and it's actually kind of similar to this lip colour. So I'm going to paint my nails hopefully today if I get a chance. Will I get a chance to do that? Okay, let's go have lunch. Okay, we are having French toast for breakfast because this chart that I will insert on the screen said that Cancers should have French toast for breakfast. So we're sharing. I've got mine as well. I should mention that Kian is also a Cancer. His birthday is 10 days after mine. And he's enjoying that French toast. Did Mummy do a good job? Okay, I'm gonna eat mine now. Okay, hello, here to do a quick update. I have my hair in like the one braid because a couple of charts had this as the Cancer hairstyle. Still haven't repainted my nails, my life is a mess. But an update on my reading. So I finished The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. Honestly, I feel like it's a 4.5 or a 5. Wait, had I finished this in the last clip? Either way, I did love it. I feel like I liked her other books better. I'm not sure. I feel like I didn't connect with this one as much. But I also finished Anxious People by Frederick Backman. The first half of this book, I absolutely hated. All the characters were super annoying. Everyone was frustrating. And then we hit like the halfway to 2/3 point in the book, and I'm just so glad I pushed through. Honestly, I'd already read a Frederick Backman before, which I knew I liked, which was Beartown. So I had faith in him and I trusted him to tie everything up in the end, and I knew it was all going to come together, and it did. And this book is so floppy, but the ending, this book did make me cry multiple times towards the end. The characters in this, and can I just say, this was recommended by, I think it was the Instagram post that recommended this one for Cancers. Mentally Booked is the Instagram name. It's accurate for Cancers. I 100% agree. I feel like, yeah, from what I've learnt about Cancers so far, definitely this is accurate. But for anyone else, read this book. I mean, I liked it. So honestly, I feel like I'm going to give it 5 stars even though I hated the first half, which is so weird because other books when I hate the first half, I don't rate it so highly, but I know like it's on purpose that they're so annoying. And now I kind of want to reread it. I don't know, I really liked this book. I think I've spoken about what this is about, but I probably gave you an inaccurate description because it's not really about a bank robbery. A person tries to rob a bank and ends up holding these people hostage, and what it's really about is their lives and how they all intersect and how, you know, they're just all affecting each other, and it was great. It was a good time. So now I have 2 more, that's 4. I have 2 more books that I have, do not drop that mug. I'm in the middle of 2 more books, the last 2 books. The Way to the Stars by Ankrum and Maybe You Should Talk to Someone by Laurie Gottlieb. Both of those I'm reading the ebook, so I can't hold them up. Pretend I'm holding them up. The Way to the Stars, I'm almost done. I'm like literally a few chapters from the end. Why are you climbing on that? I'm going to finish it today, definitely. I'm not super loving it. I feel like it's like a 3 stars. I love the characters, but it's sci-fi and I really don't care about any of the space stuff that's happening. Essentially, it is about this girl. Her name is Ryan. She lives with her brother and her brother's child. And I really love the siblings. I am like a sucker for siblings. I don't know. Siblings in books is for me. And basically, she's got like this little ragtag group of friends. And her thing that she does is like recruits these people into their friend group when they are, I don't know, kind of an outcast or needing some help, I guess. So I'm loving the characters. If it was just a contemporary with these characters, I feel like I would love it a lot more. But I'm not super invested in the whole sci-fi element. Basically, there was this space mission like 18 years ago where they sent these people into space and they were never going to come back. And Ryan befriends this girl who is very invested in this space mission for reasons, and yeah, gonna finish that today. Maybe You Should Talk to Someone is a little bit longer. It is an adult book. It's non-fiction and it's 500 pages, so it is a little bit longer than The Way to the Stars. But I'm enjoying it so far. It's basically this therapist who is just discussing being a therapist and going to therapy. It sounds boring, but it's quite interesting. I'm gonna finish those today. Yes, exactly. Also, I want to share some things that I'd saved on Instagram like a while ago that were to do with Zodiac stuff. I'll insert it on the screen, maybe on top of the baby mess down here. Okay, so the Instagram account is glossy_Zodiac. This first one, that's like a Mean Girls thing, and for Cancer it says experiencing 60 moods in 60 seconds. Being everyone's personal therapist. Wait, is that why that therapy book was recommended? Huh. And is both extremely sensitive and savage. Extremely sensitive and savage. That is pretty much a great description of the main character in The Poet X and the main character in The Way to the Stars. And kind of the characters in The Outsiders. Wow. Okay, this next one says, being moody as hell because they accidentally absorb the emotions of other people. I'm sending that to my boyfriend now, that is hilarious. This one, I'm a bad bitch, but you can't yell at me because I'm sensitive. Can you stop? You're wrecking things. You're just typing and just getting that assignment submitted before the due date. This one, napping to avoid their problems, which I can't nap anymore, but taking everything personally, check. Glowing up as a form of revenge, fixing other people's problems, hiding their feelings with jokes. And then this last one. I'm the nicest rude person you'll ever meet. I don't give about anything, but at the same time I care about a lot. I'm learning a lot about Cancers this week. I'm gonna go because my child is just absolutely destroying everything in front of me. But to sum this up, read Anxious People. Wow, this is actually a really successful week. Or it's actually been like 10 days. I need to finish this vlog because it was meant to go up like 3 days ago. But I'm not done. Ugh, I've already found some favorite books. Anxious People and A Heart in a Body in the World. So excited. Okay. Hey! Good. Okay, I forgot I still have my colouring to do. I have this colouring book from when I worked at a post office, so it's all like zodiac signs. So this is the Cancer page for one of them, and then there should be more Cancer pages. Oh, okay, so there's this one. That's cute. Okay, that's another option. Okay, so there's sets of 3. Okay, there's sets of 3. So there's the other Cancer one. I think I'm going to do the crab. Oh, where'd it go? Okay, I think I'm going to do this one. But I'm going to see if I can photocopy it and make it like smaller because I want to glue it into my journal. I think I want to go back to doing my reading journal. So, child, what are you doing? I'm going to do that and at some point do my nails, hopefully. Hello, just popping in because I found the thing that I was talking about, the original thing that made me realize I'm such a Cancer. So I just want to add it in. Yeah, because this is, yes, like I said, the post that I originally saw that I'm literally every single one pretty much of these. I'm just a Cancer. Oh, you're going to play with my hair. Cool. So I'll insert it on the screen, but it is, are you like your sign? So the things, you'll be able to read it, but the biggest grudge holder, mood swings is your middle name. Hi, yes. Known to nag people. Sadly, yes. Very family oriented, full of ambition. When you know what you want, you get it. Don't handle failure very well. You're naturally creative. Make sacrifices for the loved ones. You don't give your heart away easily. Definitely a workaholic. You work best when you're alone. Yes. And give the best advice to friends and family. So if you're a Cancer, let me know if any of those are accurate for you as well. You're a Cancer too, aren't you? Hello, I have finally finished all of the 7 books. This was meant to be... exactly. This was meant to be over a week, but it ended up being around 2 weeks almost. I did do my nails to match the previous chart that I showed. It's not super accurate, but close enough. So now, while I talk about the last 2 books that I read, I'm going to be doing my makeup inspired by these 2 charts. So I'm going to be doing the Cancer look on both of those. And I'm going to be doing it quickly because apparently I'm going to wreck everything, huh? Okay, so the weight of the stars, I ended up deciding on a 2.5 star rating, which honestly, it wasn't a bad book, but I was just kind of bored by it at times. By the way, again, I'm doing like a super quick version of any sort of makeup because we don't have the time. Yeah, I found myself like not really invested in the story. I wasn't really following the whole space thing. But yeah, there was this whole storyline where they were talking about this space mission where these people will go up into space and they send back their findings, but they never come home. So basically these people have to leave all their loved ones and their lives and they don't ever come back. So there was a whole storyline to do with that, and honestly I didn't really care about the space stuff, but I did like the characters. I mean, I knew it was a sci-fi, so that's kind of my own fault for picking it up, but I just wasn't really interested. Honestly, I barely ever wear lip gloss because I kind of hate the glossiness. I feel like my hair always gets stuck to it. And now having a baby, it's even less practical. But here we go. I've got the glossy lips. Did I just put that all over myself? What is that? Okay, done. I've got the glossy lips. I've got the kind of messy eyeliner. This is the look. I actually think I should have used a different color, but it's fine. It's close enough to the picture, so we're a Cancer. Anyway, the next book and the final book that I read was Maybe You Should Talk to Someone by Laurie Gottlieb. So I don't even know how to explain this without making it sound super dull, but basically she's talking about her experience of being a therapist to 4 different patients, as well as going to therapy herself. And yeah, she's basically she talks about things that her patients have been talking to her. I'm assuming she's changed the names and stuff for these, isn't it? And yeah, it was yet another book that made me cry. I've literally cried in almost all these books, although I should have expected it when I went and found the books in the beginning and kept seeing it say that Cancers are supposed to read hard-hitting books that will make you cry. But anyway, yeah, I think if you are a parent, then this book will probably make you cry as well. I know that the parenting parts are the bits that I teared up in. But yeah, she's dealing with these patients who are going through all these different things. Each of them, yeah, have a different thing that they're speaking to her about, and she kind of goes through how she helps them. And I feel like I'm not doing this book justice. It sounds boring, but I really enjoyed it, and it was a 5-star rate. So, to wrap up, I read 7 books. I'm going to say that I agree for the most part with all of the articles that I got the books from. The most successful one was the Instagram post that I added in after the fact. So the Instagram user Mentally Booked, both of the recommendations that I got from that post were both 5 stars. And my other success was A Heart in the Body in the World. Challenger Deep and The Weight of the Stars were my least successful reads, but I still think I see why they were recommended. And The Poet X and The Outsiders were 4.5. Honestly, I have been doing this for so long, I don't even remember what I've been saying about the books. This is chaotic. I'm scared to edit it. Edit it. But I'm gonna have to say that these 2 books are like new favorites for me, and the fact that this video made me read them, I definitely want to do a part 2 of this where I read more of the recommendations, because there were 30 of them and I only read 7 today. Well, not today, this video. But I also think it would be fun for me to read from a different star signs recommendations, so I kind of have plans to do that as well. But thank you for watching. If you have made it this far, stop destroying my books, please. I really appreciate you being here. Please subscribe if you have enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Okay, the video has ended, but I have to come back and say my baby just ripped my book and I'm really upset about it. Literally crying. And it was a 5-star read.